Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. If you are watching these live and are also, well, not say live, of course, as they are published, and are also a Prismata player, you may be wondering why it has been so long, why I have been playing for so long and never seen any of the new units. Well, you know, as I've told you, I record this stuff in advance, and this is actually the first episode I'm recording since they released a few new units, so you may see some of those in this episode, although not today, it seems, or not in this episode. What the heck do we even do here? Oh, they also did some balance changes, so like Redeemers got a slightly different cost, for example. I don't have any idea when to use Galvani drones. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm building 2 drones here, and like Ebb Turbine plus some green stuff? Yeah, I guess. What if I did something a little bit silly like this? Right, I could buy a couple of these and actually get out of Blast Forge. But then I couldn't build an Ebb Turbine anyway, right? So what if I did this? Then I could get an Ebb Turbine and click this and get a drone. That's not really any better than, like, the engineer's not doing much for me. I can still Ebb Turbine drone next turn. I know it's like dumb to cut a drone to get the Blast Forge for an Ebb Turbine, but like, I don't know, maybe with Galvani drones it's good? Well, wait a minute, if I'm doing that, why don't I just build a real... Okay, so clearly this is bad because it's just a worse version of building, of cutting a Blast Forge, a drone, which we've already decided is bad. Ugh. I still don't really have a plan. I want Ebb Turbines and maybe green. If my opponent goes like too much econ, I could maybe try to get Amparillas somehow. I don't know, it doesn't seem that likely. I don't think I'm going to be investing that much in red. What am I even doing? I guess this is using up all my tech. It's just I wanted to get an Ebb Turbine, you know? Maybe I can do that next turn after I've started being able to attack him. This forces him to spend his blue on a wall, so he can't get an Ebb Turbine either. 13 drones to 11? Not too far behind on that. I could get another Redeemer if I wanted, start hitting him pretty hard. The problem is there's all these Gauss charges coming in that I don't really have a plan to deal with. Well, but that's all the attack that's coming in, right? I can just like build a wall and maybe a force field or something. If he has to spend all his time defending against these Redeemers, maybe he can't get up enough attack to threaten to do anything else. Oops. Like, what if I just do this? It doesn't seem great. But I don't have any other really compelling ideas, so I guess I'll try it. Okay, he gets his own Redeemer. That's a much bigger threat. But I can breach him, right? If he does that? So, well, no, he could force field, and I think that's a good investment for him, is getting a Redeemer in a force field. Because it makes it much harder for me to actually, like, attack him with my second Redeemer. Yeah. I think, really, I think that was a good idea. Do that plus force field. What is this? I feel like if he lets me get away with a second Redeemer, I'm just going to be ahead. Right, he's just defending. I can do this and build more tech or more, well, not more drones, actually. I can't build drones. Because I'm clicking the Galvanis. I could build Engis, I guess. Yeah, this prepares to deal with the next wave of Gauss charges and lets me build more drones next turn if I want to for some reason. Ooh, Thunderhead. That's pretty cool. I mean, but it's not prompt. Okay, I guess, well, he got the engineers to defend. Okay, this looks pretty cool. Well done, I guess. How much extra attack can I build all at once? Not all that much. In fact, none if I want to defend myself, right? I mean, I could do this, but then his Thunderhead's gonna be ready. Like, and I'm not disrupting it at all. Ebb Turbine is probably just too silly. I can do this, which is 7. It's not clear how I'm going to turn that into more than 7, though. This still doesn't do anything. What if I can't build like wall Gauss cannon. I don't have the tech, the money for that. What if I do this? I'll have 6, and I'm getting 3 more green. Or I'll have total of 3 green, so I could build 1 more Redeemer and 2 Gauss charges with all of my tech, which would breach the Thunderhead. And I might as well build one of these, because I'll have an engineer to harvest it with. No, because then I can't build... I won't have enough money to build 2 Gauss charges. And a Redeemer all in the same turn. Not looking good. Okay, well, maybe I'll just, No, I need more engineers. Let's just do this, so I can get some actual money. And I can defend his Thunderhead all by itself pretty comfortably for a while, but I expect he's about to build another Redeemer, which is not so easy for me to deal with. On the other hand, if he builds the Redeemer, that's some Gauss charges that can help deal with his Thunderhead, so... I don't know. Yeah. Still not feeling great about where this is all going, to be honest. This is like leaving his Thunderhead up the whole time, and it's... I need to be able to kill it sooner than I can. If I'm gonna do anything about it, right? I can't get any more attack faster than these Gauss charges are gonna arrive, embarrassingly enough. And they're gonna arrive when the Thunderhead is timing out. So, like, I just look like a big idiot right now? Is what I'm thinking? I sort of, like, had forgotten Thunderhead was in the set, and wow, what? That's interesting. I mean, he can probably do it, honestly. Build 4 Tarsiers and then an Amparilla. So this is 6 attack. If I could get up to 11 next turn, that would be enough, but I can't. And the turn after that, being at 11 won't even help because the Thunderhead's dying anyway. Oops, that's not what I meant at all. Additional energy required. Oh, I see. Yeah. But I can't really afford to not attack him, right? Like, I need to build pressure so that when he's done with his Thunderhead, I can actually get to the Tarsiers. They're gonna be back there. I don't really see a way to do that. I guess I can build my own Thunderhead next turn? These are gonna arrive at the same time as his Amparilla if I do this. Oh geez, I'm out of time. Oh, this is the worst. This was really not the answer. Oh my god, he's gonna pummel me. Oh boy. This is a nightmare. Yep. Well... if I had more green, I could somehow get the Thunderhead, but I don't know. I'm down on everything, right? I give up. You got me. I don't know. I just couldn't come up with any kind of coherent plan looking at this set of units. Redeemer and Galvani are both units that I really have no idea how to play with. And Thunderhead. I'm like bad with Chieftain, but I at least sort of understand what the ideas are. With Galvani's and Redeemers, I just have no idea. And I did this, which like doesn't really make any sense. I think I should have just built the Ebb Turbine here. But I was just like scared he was gonna build his own Redeemer, and ugh, I am sick of Redeemers, is what I am sick of. I'd kind of like to get to understand Galvani drones, so I don't really want to embargo them. But ugh, Redeemers, I just don't get them, and I don't really want to. Let's try another game. Base +9 is not the end of the world. It looks like a... well, look, there's Redeemer. Looks like a fairly high econ set with Energy Matrix and no, like... I don't think Redeemer is enough pressure to keep you off Energy Matrix. They buffed Blood Pact, by the way. The Grimbotch now has lifespan 3 instead of lifespan 4. And they changed Centrifuge so that it only costs 5, but it gives you less money, like way less money. 3 instead of, I think it was 12, something like that. So it's actually an economical handicap, not an advantage. I don't understand quite what he's up to with the Centrifuge. Like, Centrifuge is fine, but there's nothing in the set that you want to, like... Okay, yes, you can Centrifuge for Apollo. Fine. If you only want 2 blue, then you can, like, Centrifuge to have 1 turn with 4 blue instead of a bunch of turns with 3. Or you could build, like, a Blast Forge and a Centrifuge. And, well, you know, I'll just build 2 Blast Forges next turn to get at an Energy Matrix before the Centrifuge hits. And then I'll use the Centrifuge to build an Apollo, I guess. Sure, his Steel Splitter gets a cheap shot on me, and he's going to build Apollos. An Apollo, I should say. I should start getting some green as well. Because I think Gauss Fab and, like, one of these is good. It's either a high pressure set, in which case we get these guys, or a low pressure set, in which case we get these guys. Either way, I want some green. Right? And if I wanted to, next turn, I could build Apollo and Gauss Fabricator. Kind of an interesting idea. That's 25. I'd have $4 left to build a Tarsier with, I guess. But I'm not really that keen to get Tarsiers. Like, maybe I'm just supposed to build a bunch of energy matrices and Gauss cannons so that he can't snipe them. Or, like, pick up a Redeemer, maybe? I expect him to get a Redeemer pretty soon, actually. Oh, right. I'm going to be floating some extra money next turn, right? Some extra blue. I'll have 4. I can get Apollo plus Redeemer is 23, leaving me with 6 to build a Rhino, maybe? No, a Tarsier is better because, yeah, okay. Or I can just do this, and then I actually am spending all of my money but none of my red. I guess that's fine. I don't really want red this game. I could have considered building a Hannibal instead of the Redeemer on this turn. But I don't know. Sure, he snipes my conduit. Seems like a good choice, I guess. But he's making a very slow play while I have Energy Matrix and these Gauss charges coming up, right? Like, they're about to start actually being relevant. It's a bit awkward. I'm not spending my blue this way. What if I just do this? If he wants to snipe my conduit next turn, he can, and I can just build something else. The second Redeemer is a little bit questionable. Because odds are he'll have more attack to go with it, right? The benefit of this first one is he doesn't have that much attack to go with all of the Gauss charges. See, we're putting on a lot of pressure. He has to hold back the drones, even. Oh, yeah, of course, he can snipe a wall if he wants. Okay, I guess I have to hold back a drone too, huh? He's got a head start on Gauss cannons, but I have these Redeemers instead. Which is nice. And he's been doing some irritating things to my tech, I'll give him that. Maybe I built too many conduits? I can't really comfortably build the Gauss Fabricator this turn anymore, I don't think. So this is fine, I guess. Shoot the Rhino instead if I want. Ugh. I don't feel very good about this. I guess this is the Gauss charges just now coming in, right? Plus, I guess he built some more to go with. Joke's on you, I couldn't build the Gauss fabricator anyway. No, let's just drone back up. So that I can threaten the Gauss fabricator next turn. If he snipes my green, whatever, I'll get it later. Okay, so he wants to stop me building walls. But he's only now getting his first energy matrix, and it's sort of hard for him to do it, isn't it? It's hard for me to tell who's winning here. Do I need the wall? I don't actually need the wall, but I might as well spend the blue on something useful. And he's really low on drones. I think that's the big advantage I have. I have enough tech to defend myself for a little while, and I'm not, and I'm quite a bit ahead on drones, and we're about equal on attack. So I could do this even, doesn't matter. Kind of a good joke. You go ahead and keep your wall, sir. I'll just take this force field. Yeah, I like where this is going. I think. He has too much tech now. He can't spend anything like all of his blue. And I'm not really in any danger of being breached, I don't think. Okay. I'm not sure what happened in that game. I guess it was just like... His early centrifuge is not convincing to me. He ended up floating a lot of tech. He got out the earlier Apollo, but it put him behind on drones quite a lot. And what did he do with all of this stuff that he got? The Steel Splitter and the Rhino to go with it? He didn't do much. And he let me also take the lead on Redeemers because he hadn't built any green, right? He was using his centrifuge just for blue, and he threw away like 2 red and like floated the green. Whereas I had been building up green steadily and could build some Redeemers to start pressuring. Certainly, like, my centrifuge turn wasn't perfect either, right? I mean, I floated 2 red. I spent a few turns where he did, like, his Apollo was so early that it cost his economy, and there was nothing it could really do. Like, okay, yes, he sniped some blast forges and some conduits. Slightly inconvenient for me, but you want to be using Apollo usually to snipe walls, to snipe steel splitters, right? Give you a ton of tempo. This just made it slightly more awkward for me to rebuild things, but you know, a blast forge just costs $5. It doesn't cost any tech. I can keep using my tech to attack him, so, or defend, or whatever I needed to do. I'm not sure, like, he almost caught up on, he did in fact catch up on drones, but I don't know. I guess, like, I had access to Energy Matrix, and he didn't really. He didn't get it until, like, turn 10, by which point he was really too far behind for it to be enough. He had to hold back his own Redeemer to protect from the Gauss charges it made, which like takes away a lot of its value. Yeah, I feel like he rushed too fast for both Apollo and Gauss Fabricator, and sort of Centrifuge too, right? Which was really, like, he built the Centrifuge too soon, which meant he had to get the Apollo too soon. And he also chose, I think, to get the Gauss Fabricator at an awkward time when he needed to apply more pressure to me, not do this super slow thing, right? Like, here's your opponent who's got these Gauss charges bearing down on him. What do? Build an attacker that costs 12 bucks but doesn't do anything for like 2.5 turns. It's not that great. I think this was over-teching here. Like, yes, you want the energy matrix, but you're not going to be able to spend all this tech, so maybe you just got to give up on the energy matrix. I don't know. Anyway, definitely not a game where I feel like I just absolutely outplayed him. I just, like, I don't know, stuff happened, and then at the end of it, I won. And I can identify some things he did that seemed bad, but I can identify some things I did that seemed bad, and at the end of it, you know, like I said, I won, but it's not, like... and there wasn't any one thing I could point to and say, yeah, this was the problem. I went into the set without a clear picture of what to do, and I sort of like did some things. By the way, picked up a platinum ticket in the casual queue, so I may give that a try. Wait, why did it have a star from me? Did I turn on contribute things? I was thinking of doing it, but I didn't think I'd actually done it. Okay, interesting. A lot of red-green here. I don't think Apollo is going to see play. I don't think Savior is going to see play. It seems like a red-green game. Maybe just a green game? I don't think so. But Tantalum Ray is a thing? So what does he do this turn? He builds like 2 Tarsiers, right? Sure. What if I don't build red? What if I build blue and just try to Tesla coil him? Red does not appreciate Tesla coils, I'll tell you that. And he doesn't have access to green yet. I don't think he can really threaten Amperilla, so what I'd be worried about is him transitioning into red-blue. But there's not any support for red-blue in the set, right? So what exactly am I worried about? Why don't I just do this and Tesla coil him? Hang on. There's a reason. The reason is the first Tesla coil, well, he's red. I was thinking the first Tesla coil doesn't get that much value because he'll be absorbing most of it. But that's only true if he puts in some blue. And if he does, then I can just get like a Tantalum Ray plus a conduit. Or a wall or something? Tantalum Ray wall and then Tesla coil? That seems like an okay plan. I didn't expect him to go red first, is why I'm switching into this green-blue plan, where my earlier plan was green-red. Because I think the Tesla coil is going to be really good against what he's doing, which is to say, just like building red stuff. Mono red with no particular support. Like, he's basically just building Tarsiers and Rhinos, and that should really, really lose to Tesla coil, shouldn't it? I can't build a second Tesla yet, of course. I don't have the green, but that's fine because I want to spend my blue this turn on a wall, and I'll pick up like another conduit or something, maybe. And a Gauss cannon, wall, Gauss, conduit. Yeah, that fits. I don't love building a Gauss cannon, of course. But I think if I can churn out like a Tesla per turn, he's going to come under a lot of stress. Like, he already has to stop building attackers. And I think that I can keep up with enough engineers to feed the Teslas this way. Right, he's not even actually doing damage this turn, and next turn he'll do what, 1? That's fine with me. Yeah, I think just 2 Teslas and defend is basically what I'm going to be doing here. I don't even have to do that because he's losing at least 1 Rhino and probably can't attack with the other. So I'll just do this. He's gonna kill 1 NG, so I'll only have 3 left. And I'll be consuming 2, so I'll be down to 1. I want at least 2 for granularity next turn. Okay, so here's the red-blue that I said was the only thing I was worried about at all, but I don't think it's working out very well for him. Because there's no support for it at all, right? He's going base set red-blue against Tesla coils, which I don't think works. Maybe it does. I guess we'll find out. It's Otter. Okay. Well, you can't do this. You'll be breached. Yeah, you can't build attackers anymore. I just have to keep up with 3, maybe 4 engineers a turn, which is easily within my reach. Less than that, I guess, because I can build a wall and count that as 3 engineers. So he's losing, what, probably 2 attack. He's probably only attacking for 4, but that's still killing 2 engineers. And then I'm going to kill 2, so I'd like to have 4? Sure. That seems fine. Wall and 4 NGs is exactly fits within my budget forever, so unless he can start stepping things up and making me lose instead of gain. What in the the optimism kills me. I don't. Here, let's try that. There we go. This is how we'll tell him that he doesn't have enough gold to power all that tech. I don't know what. This might be a better one. Are you sure about that? But I don't know. I don't know my way around the emotes, and I just found the first one that seemed plausible. I don't know. The game is over. He's lost. What he does next doesn't matter that much, but. Oh, I can even like squeeze in another Tesla this turn? He's definitely attacking for exactly 4, which means I lose these 2. Yeah, that's fine. Or I can lose wall into wall if I want. Let him feel like he's attacking for 5. Doesn't much matter. Tantalum Ray might have been a better choice than Tesla Coil, I'm not really sure. Didn't Tesla used to cost 12? I feel like it used to cost 12 green, green, blue. Sure. I mean, he can hang around as long as he wants and see if I ever run out of engineers. Found a good game. Okay, so this was a bloodbath. And I think that, well, being player 2 helps. It's very natural to get out the player 2 conduit in a set that is so heavily green favored. I would have had a lot more trouble playing this set as player 1. I'm not sure exactly what you're supposed to do. But I think it might actually be turn 3 Conduit Animus. Right here, if he builds Conduit Animus instead of Drone Animus, I'm not going to react nearly so aggressively with the Tesla coils. Because with Sentinel around to defend, he has much better defensive options that defuse the Tesla coils' early aggression. But when he builds these two drones, he's sort of saying, like, I'd like to commit to mid-econ red, which this just doesn't seem like the set for it. Green is too good. And it took me a while to figure out a plan, but I eventually went with the Blast Forge. He builds some Tarsiers, and I'm able to squeeze in one extra Gauss Cannon on the turn where I don't have enough green for another Tesla. And I don't know, at this point it's just over. He's defending against Tesla coils with Rhinos, which like is an awful spot to be in. Okay, completed a ticket. Great news. How'd we do? Wow, you get 3 shards, huh? That is not very many. Is this my inventory? No. Wait, yeah. This is not what I got for this arena. It's what I have in total. Okay. Fine. So by the way, over here in the armory, I already have a flip ongoing. And it's silly, but there's a unit in the armory that I want, and it's like it's a good thing to pay for extra flips. Like, this is an efficient use of shards because like I just have to hit one more red and I get like a million things, right? And also there's a thing that I want, which is this ridiculous cauterizer. So I'm just leaving the armory here until I accumulate enough shards to actually like flip another. I don't know. Thought you guys might be interested in my high-tech armory play. Okay, well that was 3 matches this episode. Played quick, I think. Lost the first one. Really felt lost in that set. That is to say, had no direction. Not that the opponent had won, necessarily. But he clearly had, just like everything I did was awful. The second set, I don't know. It felt like my opponent made some mistakes that let my sort of unclear plan work out okay. And in this one that we just watched, I think my opponent clearly had the wrong opening, and there was an easy punish available for it. Maybe just going Teslas is the right answer anyway, but I don't think so. I think if he like signals that he's going for green or for blue, I can't really respond with Teslas. I have to go for green-red, which is what I was going to do. But against mono-red, yes, Teslas are the answer. Okay, cool. Well, I guess that means that we are done. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.